Most people try to learn Portuguese through textbooks. I did it with music, memes, and talking to Brazilian people myself. Here's how I went from not knowing any Portuguese to speaking like a Brazilian faster than I ever imagined. Let me take you back to where it all began. It all started one day when I was watching YouTube, just late at night. I stumbled upon these travel YouTubers, and one in particular named Kurt Cass. I started binging his content, started learning about culture, and I saw that he went to Brazil. And I was like really interested and intrigued of what Brazil was or the culture of Brazil. And then I stumbled upon this wild, crazy creator named Roberto vs. the World. I thought I was binging Kurt Cass's content. I started watching every single video you can imagine from Roberto vs. the World. Man, I loved his content. He's just crazy, but like he shows like the nightlife of Brazil, and I found it really interesting. He was really funny, and he would say like these different slangs that I never knew what it was, but I found it funny and interesting. And then I went to see Brazil play Copa America here in the United States, and I said to myself after that game, I'm going to learn this language. But why Portuguese in the first place? Well, since I taught myself Spanish before, I knew I had a head start. The words and phrases are super similar. So for example, in Spanish, when you say diferente, which means different, it's diferente. You know, it's just a little bit different pronunciation. Plus, let's be honest, bro. Brazilian women, top tier. Top tier. Come on, man. I'm trying to have Project Vinicius Jr., you know what I'm saying? But, you know, despite all that, you know, it's a Romance language. Therefore, the structure of the language is similar, and learning it will just be a lot easier because of my previous knowledge in learning Spanish. This is my plan. Once I committed to the language, the next step I knew was immersion. I call this my 4-3-3 Flamengo style formation. Nah, but for real, the key to immersion, my favorite way of doing it is listening to music. So I started listening to a bunch of Baile funk. Like, I'm talking about different types of Baile funk. Man, I was listening to a lot of it, and I loved it. I was bumping it, you can name it, in the shower, while I was walking, while I was in the kitchen, while I was going to class, while I was doing work. Everywhere I was listening to Baile funk, like non-stop. I was kept on listening, and just loved it. I love the music. I still love it. I love the music. I love playing it. I love just hearing how they talk and the different slang that they use. I just think it's really interesting. It's really cool to me. People always say like,
you can't learn by listening to music.
You can't learn how to speak certain phrases. You can pick up on certain things here and there, but the reason why you listen to music is not to learn the language itself, but to absorb how it sounds, absorb how they pronounce words. And when you can hear how they pronounce words and you hear the rhythm and the accent, you will just automatically, subconsciously speak like that. But of course, listening to music is only half the battle. You gotta speak it too. When I first wanted to learn how to speak, I started with the books Portuguese for Dummies. But honestly, let me tell you this, I was learning the alphabet, learning the time, and I didn't like it. You know, I don't like learning that way. I didn't like opening up a book and writing down notes of how to learn, because I don't find that fun. I don't want to feel like I'm in school learning a language. I knew I wanted to learn how to speak. I thought to myself, why don't I just go back to Hello Talk, where I learned how to speak Spanish, and just practice on there. And let me tell you this is probably the best decision I ever made. I posted like the culture of how I love Brazil so much, and just posting different funny posts and just like interesting posts that I found interesting. And people were all the Brazilians loved it. They were so receptive to me. They were just saying like, oh, you love my country so much. And I'm like, come on, man, I got the Brazil jersey on. Of course I love your country. And I was just fascinated by how many hundreds, I'm talking about hundreds of messages I would receive from people telling me, oh, you love Brazil, why you love Brazil so much? And I'm just like, man, like, I'm cria, you know, I'm just cria. I still love Brazil, and I love culture. You know, I love learning about it, and they're just super nice and receptive towards me. It felt amazing, honestly. I'd say like, I would like message people like, oh,
eu sou cria, moro na favela.
I would say that, and they got a kick out of it, like, because it's like this crazy gringo just speaking like this Brazilian slang to them.
Sí, Flamengo, eu gosto Flamengo muito.
they just start laughing and they just start saying like, oh, they just start continuing the conversation with me, and it's fun. It's genuinely so fun to learn like that. I would send voice notes. I would talk soccer to them. I learned that they're huge in soccer. They love Flamengo, Croatias, Vasco, Botafogo, Palmeiras, Sao Paulo. Like, they love all these different teams, and I'm just like, wow, like this is like cool, because I grew up playing soccer. I love soccer, and I was like, man, I'm Flamengo now. Like, I just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be, my favorite team's Flamengo. Like, just cause it's like, I started following them, I'm watching their foot mob, started looking at their highlights and shit. Like, it was just cool to see. I quickly learned about their culture, especially in like the nightlife, where it's very different from here in the US. So in the US, it's kind of like, you play like this hard to get game. But over there, it's kind of like, you're just really more straightforward. You're just kind of like, hey, you have a boyfriend? And if she doesn't have a boyfriend, you say, hey, can I kiss you? If she says yes or no, you say yes. You just kiss her, and then that's it, bro. Like, you're set.
Like Vinny Jr. when he play in Academy Flamenco, they scout him, bro. Now we scout the girls before they go to Pattaya.
Here in the United States, it's just like, that's just not something we do. And it's just, the culture is very different, but I found that really interesting that they do that. And they like stroganoff, acai, and they like all these different things, and they love dancing and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, man, it's really cool to learn about. And I was learning all of this while just speaking to them. Just speaking, you know, just thinking about, oh shoot, like, what's this? What does this mean? Etc, etc, etc. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? 1, don't start with grammar. 2, learn the way you find the most fun. When I ditched like the textbooks and all that, and I just talk to people, and I love learning. I spend hours on Hello Talk. Like, I spent so many hours on Hello Talk just talking to people, messaging people, and learning about different culture. And it's just so cool to see, and it's nice to understand and to learn about the culture. And I just felt like I was having fun. I was playing a game. Like, it was like, I didn't feel like learning to me. It just felt like I was just getting to know people, Brazilians, and asking them questions and just playing games and just, you know, sending memes and just like saying so.
And I was like,
Hey, você Botafogo? I was just saying, like,
are you Botafogo? Like,
joking with them. It was really cool though, like, to really speak like that to these people. I'm not saying grammar is not important. I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn the structure of it. You should absolutely learn the structure of it. I just had prior experience of knowing Spanish, where the structure is just basically the same. So I didn't really need to understand the grammar as much, or understand like how to form a sentence as much, because it's just my previous knowledge of Spanish. But learning shouldn't be formal. Learning shouldn't be something where you just like have to formally do and like sit down, repeat different things and write down different things. I don't believe that's the thing. I believe learning should be fun. That's what I do here.
okay, Andre, you know, whatever, yeah, how is your Portuguese?
Mas eu posso falar um pouco de português, um pouquinho de português. Eu gosto na cultura de Brasil muito. E também eu falo com muita gente em Brasil. E também vou a Brasil. Ojalá isso mesmo, como eu gosto no ano do agosto. E também eu gosto nos times de Brasil. Eu sou flamenguista agora, eu gosto de jogar futebol também. Eu quero jogar futebol na praia. Isso tudo. Yeah, obviously my Portuguese is not the best. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I learned it, and I learned it by having fun with it. Like, just talking to people, listening to music, being goofy, silly, just like, hey,
Baile Funko, like,
you know, just like saying stupid shit. But I learned it, and it was cool. Like, it was like, and I just learned so much about their culture. I'm just like, damn, like, I love Brazil. I want to go to Brazil. You know, I told my brother, I was like, shoot, let's go to Brazil. He's like, fuck it, I'm down. And I'm like, fuck it, why not? Who cares? Like, bro, I love the culture. I love the culture. Why do you think I'm wearing this in the first place? Why do you think I got this in the first place? I knew it was meant to be, and I knew that something was supposed to happen. I was supposed to learn this language. I love it. I love it so much, and I still listen to my Baile phone. I actually have a playlist down below, link down below, a playlist where you can literally just like listen to all the music that I have in my Brazilian playlist. So take a look if you want. And yeah, that's how I learned Brazilian Portuguese. And now if you're still watching this video, I either kept your attention to the very end, or you probably fuck with me, and you probably want to learn your language yourself. If you do want to learn a language that isn't formal but fun, either you can want to learn English with me if você fala português or tu hablas español, or you can learn Spanish with me, and you can learn Portuguese with me, because I create a personalized plan for you to just learn a language that isn't formal, but it's actually just fun to learn. Go ahead, click that link down below. It's the top link in the description. If you want to learn a language with me personally, I'll be glad to help you, and you'll learn fast, by the way. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, man, I mean, all I gotta say is, I love Brazil. You know, I love the culture, I love the people, I just love everything about it. And I think it was a good time learning this language, and I spent a lot of time doing so, and I'm gonna continue practicing. I'm gonna continue learning, because obviously my Portuguese is not the best, but I know one day I want to become speak really well in Brazilian Portuguese. You know, I want to be able to just speak just like how I speak Spanish, because when I speak Spanish, it's fluido. It's like I don't have like, there's no thoughts that come into my brain. But I wanted to just make this video just to let you know that anything is possible. You could do anything in your life. I wanted to learn Portuguese, and I did, and you can too. Eu amo o Brasil muito. Eu gosto na cultura e também vou aprender mais palavras, mais coisas em português. E sim, eu gosto de aprender sobre muitas culturas. E isso tudo. Subscribe if you're new. Do what you do for you. Haz lo que haces por ti. Adiós, my friend. Ciao. Mwah.